With the time, I'm not gonna like cut Leon off. Like, fuck you. Let's talk about themes. So I should do that. No, I kind of want to do that.
Here comes the brood. They're coming for you. No rules, no chains. They're breaking through.
This is the Broodcast. I'm starting. This is the Broodcast. I am, as always, Gal Robinson. With us tonight is the lovely Leon Robinson. Say hi, Leon.
Hi, Leon.
Yes. And then also with us tonight is the... Fuck, I forgot to look up a complicated word for you. It's you. It's this guy down here. Town Drunk. How you doing, Town?
That's good. That's the best intro you've ever had. For me. Congratulations.
No special word for you, Town.
That's good. That's the way I wanted it.
I'm going to give you 2 special words next time. So we're going to start with Leon. Leon tells us that Leon says that he has...
I'm having a moment. I knocked my microphone over. Okay, I'm not having a moment. I'm good.
I don't know why I'm talking about Leon like he's not right next to me. Leon, you said you have a shiny thing. Let's talk about your shiny thing, because you haven't briefed us on it at all.
Gal, I found a shiny thing.
That's good.
This time, I kind of forgot what I did last time, but this time I think it's a little bit different. It is a concept. It's a concept that I've seen a few times before on AEW, and I just saw it again and was reminded of it, and it tickled me when I was watching the shows from this past week. It's the concept of the fill-in match. I believe was the word.
Yes. Yeah.
Because oh crap, I forgot the women's tag champs. What is their name again?
Brawlin' Birds.
No,
No.
not them. It's
it's Divine Dominion. That's right.
Yeah, Divine Dominion.
Thank you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
When they had a match, and it was supposed to be like a 5-minute challenge or whatever, and they crushed them in 2 minutes. So they bring in their fill-in match, and it's one of those little things where it treats it more like this is a sport, actual competition, not something that's all planned out to the moment and everything. And it's like, hey, that was so quick. We have standby match, fill-in match. Oh, I'm annoying myself right now because I'm not exactly sure the term that they use, but it's one of those two.
I think they've used both.
And then the fact that that the match happened too quickly, and the squash happened too fast. Now we have another match that we had just sitting aside, rather than just ignoring that and saying we had 5 minutes for this or whatever, and now we just so happen to have this ready. It's like we have this waiting in the wings, rather than just treating us like we're stupid. It's one of those concepts where it treats it more like a real sport, and it makes it feel like that. And it's a thing that I dig. It treats us less like idiots as viewers,
Yeah, because I'm sitting here thinking about
that.
what the E would do, and they would just they would stretch out a promo, and all too often they wind up like
that's the thing, is they never acknowledge it in that fact, like it's an actual sport.
Yeah,
the closest they ever come to that is the old, oh, this is not what's next on our run sheet.
Yeah.
The thing,
when somebody comes up for a promo and it's unplanned.
The thing that I love about that is that it not only makes like it's fun and it makes it feel real, it also makes you go, holy shit, those two beat the crap out of them. They thought it was going to take longer than that. They must really be badasses. Like just that subtle thing in the back of your mind.
It puts those characters over.
It adds to that. I mean, that's the part I like.
There was like
that's the part I like.
I want to say like a month or two where like Brody King was hitting fill-in match, like a fill-in match every single week, and he was just crushing people. I forget when it was, maybe like a year or
Yep.
two ago. But like they
Yeah.
were really building him up. He was like just going in there and like taking on local competitors. I think they had like a couple of lower card guys that they were
Just
that they
murking
put in there.
fools.
Yeah.
I wish they did that more. I wish they built monsters like that more. It was such an amazing art to see in like the late '80s and all those territories, and even in the WWF where they would build a monster like that, and then you'd have a credible like heel for your champion.
Mhm.
And they just don't do that anymore. They don't understand how to build. They can't, not AEW, but sometimes AEW. They can't just, they want everything
Well,
to
it
be
was like
50-50.
Mhm.
They
it
want
was
everything
kind
to
of
be
the
50-50.
cookie cutter way that they would build up any kind of new heel for Hogan at the time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
let them destroy a bunch of enhancement talent,
Yeah.
a bunch of local guys. And,
But it worked.
yeah, exactly. No, it was cookie cutter because it worked.
Yeah.
It was an effective technique. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. I would agree.
And I
It's
think
not,
that really works. That really works for the Divine Dominion too, because they are physically imposing individuals,
Yep.
especially in that locker room, and they're that's just further selling them as the threat that they are,
yeah.
which I love.
That is not a thing that they do with women's talent. Like
Not generally,
the
no. I
squash
mean, every
match.
once in a while, like
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like we saw. I want to say we saw it a little bit with Camille when she first debuted,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh, Camille.
I mean, Nyla was kind of treated as the like it initially after Riho and her runs as women's champ. Like she was kind of for a while there, she was kind of treated as like the I guess gatekeeper. Anytime a new, I think that was our running joke for a while. So anytime there was a new women's champion, they had to face
They're
Nyla,
gonna fight
and
Nyla
anytime there
first.
was a new men's champion, they had to face Archer.
Yeah.
That was
It was
very true.
yeah, it was kind of
Very
formulaic for
factual.
them for a while.
And
But I
now
mean,
neither one of them
it
really
was a
wrestle.
good monstrous challenge for the new champion to overcome. So,
Yeah.
like we were saying about the Hogan thing, it was cookie cutter, but it was a formula, but it worked. So,
Yeah. I don't know that it would work as well anymore. Both of those two have kind of fell off the card. I love Nyla. I love Nyla to death. She just hasn't been on AEW TV. I wonder if
Nyla's
she's
I
still
don't
on
undefeated on
remember the
freaking
last time
social
I
media.
saw her.
She's the best.
I don't remember the last time I saw her.
Yeah.
No, on TV. I mean, I think the only work she's gotten in forever is ROH, unfortunately. But that's just how ridiculously stacked their women's division is. So
Yeah. I mean, if she's on ROH, I'm fine with that. Like, I want her to get her. Like, I
I'm
want her to get
assuming
her.
I
wrestling.
don't know that I
Okay.
haven't seen much ROH, so that's just my guess.
Yeah.
Please don't murder me in the comments if I'm
I'm
completely
gonna
wrong.
personally go murder you in the comments, Leon. That's what I'm gonna do.
Me?
I think
That's fair. If I deserve it, I deserve it.
I think you do deserve it. I think
Maybe.
we should talk about some wrestling themes though.
Okay, sure.
We often banter back and forth about wrestling themes outside of this podcast,
Mhm.
though we've probably talked about them a couple times on here. And wrestling themes are like one of my favorite things. I just love them because that instant of music, like the Ultimate Warrior, when his music would hit, you knew it was time to go. When in the Attitude Era, when you heard the glass, you popped. It didn't matter because it was Steve Austin.
You
So
hear the
to
glass
me,
today and you pop.
it was just Steve Austin's was a great.
I mean, CM Punk, as much as we derail him on this podcast, also has a very iconic theme song. You know.
Yep.
He has commented before about, just brief aside, like about going back to This Fire Burns, and he's like, it doesn't like it would. It's a good song, but it doesn't conjure images of CM Punk.
No, he's so in tune with that. But I thought what we should do is we should have a little thing where we talk about wrestling themes in certain eras and kind of what we like and what we don't like.
Yeah.
And I let's just start with like the modern day of like 2020 to now, just the 2020s here.
Not 2019.
Not
Chat,
2019.
don't
We
come
had
at
this
me. It's not
conversation.
2019.
Gal was trying to make it 2019. It will not be 2019.
I tried.
But-
Gal is
I
going to
tried.
miss out on the first 3 months of AEW's existence. Much to her consternation.
Motherfucker.
Wah-wah.
Just whatever. I'll deal.
I think
I'll deal.
we'll go. I think we'll just go our favorite theme and our least favorite theme. I think
Okay.
that's where we'll go. And I think Gal, I'm gonna make you start. You want to go favorite or least
I
favorite?
feel like I'm gonna start with my favorite. I
Okay.
feel like somebody's gonna throw a rock at me at in the comments.
I'll do that. Too.
I like Okada's new theme, and I know that's not a popular opinion. Like his old theme, very iconic. I get it, but like his new theme, I think part of it is that people don't like his new theme, and maybe it's grown on people now. But like when he first got it, it was very unliked. Like people were upset about it. And I think part of the reason why I like it is because other people don't like it. But I also really like that style of music, like the J-rock music. Like that's my jam. And when I hear it, like you could put that coin noise in front of like any song. Like that coin tells you that Okada's coming out, and whatever the song is after that, it doesn't really matter. But I love
kind of the same concept of Edge's theme, different themes with having the "you think you know him" or "you think you know me" thing in front of it.
Yeah.
Like he's had like 3 or 4 different themes now where they put that in front of it.
Actually, Austin too had a very similar thing because he had the one
the
with
Disturbed version.
Disturbed.
Yeah. That was heel Austin when he joined the alliance. God, that sucked.
So otherwise, I thought, didn't he have that for the 2-man power trip or no?
Yeah, I think he started that with the 2-man power.
It was but remember Triple H tore his quad like to shreds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and then Austin was by himself, and then he joined the alliance. I was always curious to see where that one was going to go, the 2-man power trip, but like that is not what we're talking about. Leon, what's your favorite modern theme?
Oh boy. I really like. What do I like to do today? I mean, I guess it still counts because you just used it recently. I'm really fucking love Finn Balor's The Demon theme.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Catch Your Breath is fantastic.
That theme is
and it's one of those that I didn't even. There's like the whole thing where he does the pose and everything hits that high note.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to it on I don't really realize it watching it on TV or anything, but there's just a scream underneath that when you listen on your headphones. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah,
and that really sells that to a higher level. I fucking love it.
I watched that I think that was WrestleMania that he used that. One of the recent pay-per-views.
Yeah, I believe. He brought the mask. He brought the paint back and everything.
And I watched.
He had been using
entrance.
That. He had been using that newer version,
which is ass. It's absolute ass. The Judgment Day version of that song is ass. I'm sorry, it just is.
I actually enjoy that one too. And it's another one that it's made its way on. It's made its way onto my workout.
We're not gonna fight. We're not gonna fight.
It's okay for Gal not to like it.
Yeah, we are allowed to have separate opinions.
Taste is subjective, man.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
In town's like, damn it.
Trying to get fucking views.
I respect Gal's opinions.
Jesus.
Gal's allowed to like it, even or not like it, even if Leon likes it.
That's right. Exactly.
It's cool.
Gal, what song do you think I'll pick as my favorite?
I mean, may I interject?
You can interject because I don't know.
I'm gonna venture a guess.
Yeah,
the Pixies.
That's as soon as we switched, I realized Orange Cassidy, and it's not the Pixies, it's Jane.
Yeah, it is Jane. I do like Jane. Jane would probably be my number one there because I just the way it fits his character. However, the theme that I just love right now that I'm gonna pick instead because it'll be something totally different. Theme that just screams FTR. Their theme is so fucking perfect. It just screams tag team champions to me. It sounds like so late 80s, but like modernized late 80s. It
Scream's
fits into a fucking
late
team.
80s fucking tag team.
Love it.
Yes.
I love
Yeah.
their theme. I love their theme. I'm
Like, I could have seen, like, the
AEW
Brain
ones,
Busters
but-
coming after that.
Yep.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. All right, Cal, you're up next. What's your least favorite theme?
That's a tough one.
You cannot say anything in WWE because they have shitty themes. You have to be specific.
I mean,
I use WWE.
yeah, and
I know.
and like if I've heard it on a regular basis, then I'm allowed to. I don't think it's going to be WWE. I would agree that their theme song machine is mostly dump trucks,
I bet they're going to start using AI for it.
potentially. But then
Fuck,
what
they
will Def
probably
Rebel
already
do?
have. We just don't
Also
know
true.
yet.
Also true. Sometimes I wonder if
wouldn't
Def
hope so.
Rebel is using AI to make the theme songs, but I digress.
I
Like
like
if
a lot
they've
of
been
the
doing it full
CFO
time.
stuff, but Def Rebel definitely has their own style that I don't enjoy as much.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, I think it serves the purpose for what it's supposed to be, especially since she's mostly been like a cocky asshole heel the whole time that she's been on her current run. But I'm not really a fan of Mercedes Monet's theme. It's like it does what it's supposed to do, but I just don't like it.
That's fair.
So
I would agree. Hers is definitely.
I came back to what we just said we weren't going to do. I apologize, but yeah, I actually did come up with one that I didn't really like so much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I get that.
that one I just find annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, it serves its purpose. It fits the character, but I don't know. I think they could do better with that rather than just a straight repetitive chant.
Just the CEO, just over and over again.
Like
Cal is deep in thought. She's going to come out with an answer. I can't wait.
I doubt that.
It
very
almost
much.
feels like Scott Steiner's theme, where it's just that damn siren and it never stops.
Oh, now I
Oh,
can't.
You know what I
hate
mean?
that theme.
I don't think I'll be able to
Like
couple those.
like obviously it's not the same, but it's the
Yeah.
same kind of concept where it's just repetitive,
Yeah,
and that's all it is. Yeah.
Oh. Wheeler
Don't get me
Yuta's
wrong,
theme
we
song.
love Mercedes, but
Oh yes,
not the theme
absolutely. Just not the theme song. I hate Wheeler Yuta's theme song. I think like everybody has this really cool theme song that sounds like especially like particularly in Death Riders, and I'm thinking of like Daniel Garcia's theme song is dope. Like I love hearing that, but like you hear the like da 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 like the Death Rider thing at the beginning, and then they go to Yuta's theme song, and it just I think part of it is it feels like he's outgrown that theme song. Like it doesn't feel like him anymore. He used that, if I remember correctly, he used that with the Best Friends. Like he's used it ever since then. And like it doesn't hit for me. Like when he comes
needs
out
a character update, perhaps.
Oh, possibly. Yeah. I just like
something that would fit the current iteration of Yuta better.
Yeah, I think
Perhaps
so.
Okay.
He needs an update. I think he needs to get out of the Death Riders soon.
Maybe
He's got to go do something different.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's time for him.
I mean, he still gets like he still gets solid heat, but I think he could afford to move on a little bit. Even if he just like stays with the Death Riders and like but doesn't do stuff with them as much, like we've talked about in this podcast before, like where just because he's in a faction doesn't mean
that was my last shiny thing.
That was Leon's last shiny thing. That was a good one.
It was the ending of the Babes of Wrath.
Oh yes.
The way it didn't turn into a blood feud, and it wasn't just we're gonna forget about this and it never happened and we're never gonna mention it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I very much appreciate that they did that. But
it was an amicable parting of the ways.
Yeah.
Like we're still pals. We're just not gonna compete together regularly.
Yeah.
Dug that shit.
And now she's making friends with Mina, which I also love because of the
hilarious.
But I digress.
That is some bad shit stuff going on there, and I'm loving it.
So Leon took mine because it was going to be the CEO.
I'm sorry.
I heard Logan Paul's theme song once, and it made me want to throw up in my mouth. That might have been more
Well, I mean,
Logan
that's the
Paul.
appropriate
That might have
response
been
to
more
anything
Logan
about
Paul
the
than anything
so.
else. But also like, oh man, I could say Roman Reigns too. I could just say about anybody in the WWE.
Oh God, I mean, you really
But
could.
my answer would
The way
be
people to steal a phrase from the kids nowadays, the way they glaze that freaking theme and entrance is. Oy,
honestly
my
though,
eyes roll
if
back
there
in
was a
my head.
theme, if there was a theme that I heard that made me want to like change the channel and never watch wrestling again, it would be Jey Uso's, because he comes out and he
Oh
does that
God.
stupid shit, that yeet shit, and doesn't stop.
I like it.
And it's so
You
just
were the
so
one
like,
who said no WWE. What are you doing? You're breaking your
I
own
went
damn rule.
WWE, but I was specific. I said we couldn't just go and pick any like all of WWE, because that would have been my choice. The whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but no. The CEO is pretty bad. That one I hate.
Yeah,
I mean, she could. I was just going to suggest that maybe she reach out to her cousin again, but maybe he's too intertwined with that other company to be able to do anything for them. I don't know.
possible. I don't know that he. I don't know. Maybe he could. Maybe he couldn't. I don't have any idea.
Yeah,
That would be fun.
I don't know exactly. I'm just
She
kind of
needs a
assuming
theme.
because
She needs a
he
whole
does have
overhaul, though.
kind of a history with them. So
She needs to come back and do something different. She needs to be different when she comes back. Like, she needs a little bit of a refresh.
I wouldn't mind a new theme. I don't
Yep.
think she has to change very much else. My opinion.
I mean, it could match up with like perhaps a bit of a shift in her character, because she had the whole belt collector thing, and that I believe she's lost all of them now. I'm not
Yeah, she
positive,
did.
but
At least
she was
One she
close
didn't
last I
lose.
saw.
One she just mailed back because something happened.
Oh,
So that was a big
But
deal.
that's
there
what
for a moment.
everybody assumed.
Schedules
Everybody
didn't
assumed
match.
that she was just gonna like be like, I'm vacating them all. Here, take them back. And she went back and like lost
Put
them
people
all.
over.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the fact that she went back to all those places was fucking cool,
I appreciate
and
that.
she made
very
it. She
much.
made all of those real important when she was losing them back and everything.
She is an amazing
Which
wrestling fan. Like, she doesn't get enough love for how
Mhm.
like what she's doing for what she's doing for the business now.
I remember
Mhm.
when the Four Horsewomen got big, and I remember thinking that Bailey and Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, they were the good two. The other Charlotte and Becky were fine, and somehow the two that were good didn't do as much as the two that I thought weren't good. And
Mhm.
it's a last
Fair.
name. It's a last name, and it's catching on fire with the man. But I don't think Charlotte and Becky are bad. That's not what I'm saying. I just thought the other two were better, and I just feel like they never got a real shot. I hope to God Bailey goes to AEW.
I would love that.
I
I'd
don't
love
think
to
she
see that.
will, but oh my God, if she went there, that'd be so awesome.
She's are y'all familiar with the thing that I guess she's done the last couple of years now? She does a women's only, invite only, like couple day seminar with a bunch of women's wrestlers on the indie scene. She's did it at least the last 2 years out here in Vegas during Mania week and everything. And I don't know, I don't know a ton about it, but it's just her kind of trying to get back and elevate some more women's talent and everything. And it was a really cool concept when I learned about it. Saw her posting about it and stuff. So
Yeah, I appreciate that. Bailey is another one where like she wants to give back to the industry, and I appreciate that very, very much.
hmm like I don't think she's being appreciated as much as she should be where she is.
Oh,
But
for sure.
if she's happy there, and as long as they don't, lowball her to death or anything like that, I, I won't begrudge her staying around if she does. But
Yeah.
obviously, I'd like her to be somewhere where I could see her work more. But
Yeah.
she's got to make her happy,
Exactly. I think on that note, move on to my thing, which is I want to talk about stipulations. So about, well, I guess 2019, when AEW came about, Cody's thing, Cody's thing was
It wasn't a
stick to our
thing in
stipulations.
2019 yet.
What?
It wasn't a thing in 2019.
Okay.
It didn't come about until after that.
What didn't? The stipulation thing?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So my apologies. At some point in time, Cody Rhodes said that we want to make stipulations matter. So he tried to fight for the world heavyweight title and he lost. The stipulation was that he was never going to fight for it again. And he never did. And might never do so. So here's my question. Is that important in the world of professional wrestling? We just talked about, like, Leon, you just talked about how you like that professional wrestling in certain ways gets treated as a sport. But is this one of the ways that is important? Like, sticking to these stipulations? Like, did Kurt Angle really have to stay bald for his entire career just because he lost a hair versus hair match at one point in time?
I think that's what has more to do with male pattern baldness.
Yeah, I think
fair,
those
fair.
like a lot of the modern ones in like WWE and everything, like him, Big Show, Punk when it happened for a minute, like those or Nash when he lost his, he lost that one so he could be ready for his role in Punisher, stuff like that. A lot of those are done. Well, they're done in that storyline fashion because, like Town said, that wrestler needs a aesthetic change because, like Town said, male pattern baldness is starting to win the war.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is kind of why it's funny that I guess Max is going to be having a hair versus hair match or something soon. I saw something on social media about it. I don't think I saw anything on
him and Darby at the main event of the pay-per-view. If Max loses, he gets shaved bald.
Yes. Yeah.
He's not losing.
With everything from everything about Turkey and all that is a hilarious concept. So
yeah, Darby saying that was priceless. But we digress. The stipulation thing. Do you think it's important for wrestling storylines, stipulations, to remain in place?
I think not. I think the thing with stipulations like Hangman, here's the thing. I take my top baby face away from the world title. He can't do it. How do I get him back where he could wrestle again? I have to do something. People shit on the WWF all the time. But I'm going to tell you a time they did a really, really good job with it. Macho Man Randy Savage. He fights Ultimate Warrior, career versus career match. He loses, he retires, gets back with Liz. They throw him in the commentary booth. That's about the same time when Vince McMahon realized, oh no, we're getting in trouble for steroids. Oh no, I don't have any talent. I need Macho Man back. So he had Jake Roberts attack him. And then he had the thing with the Warrior where the only reason he came back was to get revenge on Jake Roberts for attacking his wife. And like Warrior and him had an agreement. They had like a little segment where Warrior's like, you can come back, blah, 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 go do whatever. Like that to me is a good way to do it because it builds. It's professional wrestling. It's a fucking soap opera. If they follow every situation to a T, you're going to book yourself into a corner and it's going to get really bad. I think Cody Rhodes experienced that. I think that he regretted not being able to fight for the world championship. I don't think that was a good move on his part. I understand why he did it, and I understand that was like a sacrifice to the boys of I'm showing you I'm the example, blah blah blah, which is great. And Cody, I think all in all, is a pretty good guy. But I think the stipulations they're supposed to matter, but they're there to kind of be broke. Like I fully expect Hangman Adam Page to win the world championship again. Like I fully expect him to. And it might be he might end MJF's run. That may be what it is. He comes back and MJF gets the belt back and Hangman does something so despicable, so diabolical, that he gets a title shot from MJF who like demands that they remove that stipulation so he can have a title match with him to prove a point or some shit. You know. So I think you have to enforce them for a period of time. I think if you're going to ignore them, I think that you should explain put some closure on it. Don't just be
Mhm.
like, here's a stipulation, and then 3 weeks later just completely fucking forget about it, which I've seen a company do a couple thousand million times.
I agree. It's like they're important. They are a good part of the story when used correctly, but like you're saying, it's okay for them. I feel like it's okay for them to be, well, not ignored, but not be a permanent thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it when the way you were describing, like there's a good reason in the story for it. Like they're not just hand waving it away. They're, it comes to a natural point where like, okay, this is no longer in effect. Like I've seen it suggested somewhere that eventually, like with the whole Hangman thing, that somebody's gonna drive him to a point where it'll probably end in like almost like a heel turn type thing for him again, where he turns into that guy that like he was against Swerve and everything, where there's no line he won't cross and that sort of thing.
I guess like I'm struggling as we're talking about this. Like I agree with everything that y'all are saying, but I'm also struggling with the idea of like at some point in time, if you do that too much, and I'm not necessarily saying that I'm not saying at all that AEW has done this too much, but I'm saying stipulations in general, not necessarily this world title one. They lose legitimacy, and I can understand where Cody Rhodes was coming from in that, like, WWE flips stipulations all the time. They don't pay attention to them. They don't care. They assume that the average viewer is going to forget most of this in a month. Like that's the schedule they go by. And that for fans like us who are paying attention to that stuff for more than a month at a time, like we're paying attention to these storylines, that can be really frustrating because you're like, you just fucking said that this guy was
We're not doing that.
never gonna wrestle for the Intercontinental title or whatever it is. So like I'm kind of struggling with this. At what point in time does legitimacy take precedence over a good story? Town.
Okay. You use a stipulation as something to feed a storyline, something to feed an angle, right? If I consistently use stipulations, it's not going to work anymore. But if I consistently use the
Get
same,
up in a corner eventually.
If I consistently use, let's say, tag team partners turning on each other, and that's all I ever do, that's going to get old too. If I continuously use the same thing, it's always going to get old. It doesn't matter what it is. I think you're looking at a stipulation the wrong way. I think it's just a way to tell a story. I think that's what it is, and I think you cannot overdo stipulation stories. And for AEW, the Cody stipulation is fucking amazing. He's gone. He left because he couldn't challenge for the belt. That's why he left. He wasn't good enough here. He couldn't win the belt. He had to leave. Makes AEW look great, right? And then now you have Hangman. There's got to be a way for him to break that stipulation, and it will work because they don't break all these stipulations. Now, if you do that stipulation and you come back in 4 months and do another stipulation that lasts for like 3 months, like you can't do that again for a while. You can't go back to the well.
Yeah,
and I think that's more important than whether or not stipulations are followed. I think the fact that you can't constantly do it because there's no way, there's no feasible way you can enforce 600 of those. Even once you get like 5, you get 5 stipulations going, just 5. There's 5 things that I booked a stipulation for, which probably is between characters that I'm doing stuff with. I've taken that's 5 matches or 5 angles I can't do. This is too much. So I think you just have to use it sparingly. I think that really works. And then you have to follow through. You have to tell a good story with it. There have been stipulations in WWE that have looked like they were going to be really good, and then they just attitude error. They just 3 days later be doing something different. It's just like a squirrel on meth. It was a squirrel on meth. That's all it was. It's just a fucking
But
so
to that point, I think it's reasonable to like if you have a stipulation and you're gonna abide by it for forever, like with the intention that at some point in time you're probably gonna break it. as long as it's done well in storyline. And I think I totally agree with that. I think as long as you have a good storyline, you can find ways to break these stipulations.
Mm-hmm.
But conversely, I think where WWE has failed is that they do these stipulations, they do these storylines, and then they dump them in a week. They dump them in 2 weeks because they don't work or whatever. But I also think that can be a good thing to like recognize that what you just did, like I'll take the Cody Rhodes storyline, for example. If he were to come back, let's say he comes back to AEW, it's never going to, but like, let's say he comes back, it would make all of the sense in the world for him to find a way to get out of that stipulation. That's just another way that you can change the story. Like you can find an interesting way to, because you did a thing and it didn't work. So like now let's find a way to make it better.
Do you remember, this is me going back, there was a Survivor Series match, I believe it was the one where Sting came in, okay? And because the Authorities team lost, they were out of power. And each member of that team got to run Raw for a night, and then the last night was John Cena, okay?
I vaguely remember that.
So, like, they made the Authority lost, and everybody was like, oh my god, they're finally off the fucking TV. Well, they were predominantly featured on every show, and then in the last show, they did something that made John Cena give them their power back.
Oh yeah.
Why did we even do this?
Yeah.
Why did we even do this?
Maybe that's
nothing changed.
Maybe that's the question that needs to be asked: is why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Like, why are we doing this stipulation? It's not just, and we're not just doing a thing to like sell this pay-per-view better, or like to convince the crowd that this person should never be world champion. We got to figure out where this stipulation is going to take the character and the
story. It's got to be a story.
Yeah,
it's got a stipulation is a story. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just another way to tell a story.
Yeah,
and it's a big barrier for the hero to have to try to figure out how to get across. That's what it is. That's what it's designed to be. Do Lex Luger, his WWF run when he beat Yokozuna, it was his only chance. Beat him at SummerSlam by count out. He should have just won the belt. I stand by that. But then they spent the whole year writing that stipulation. They did a great job building that. Of he's never going to get a shot. He tried this. He tried that. He kept wanting to get his hands on Yokozuna. He couldn't. He gets to enter the Royal Rumble, and it's like this big deal. Can he? Can't he? The decision's made. He gets to enter the Royal Rumble. So then the thing becomes the heels are like, we got to pay money to get him out of the Royal Rumble. And he manages to co-win the Royal Rumble. The problem was Bret Hart. If Bret Hart wasn't there, that would have been a great story. But Bret Hart was there, and then Luger didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
So,
mm-hmm.
But that to me is a good way to do a stipulation. That build it works, but it didn't. Like it was done well. It just they fucked that whole thing up 6 ways from Sunday. But that's a stipulation. That's the way to make a stipulation work. And they did it, and they found the way where their way around it was logical, and it worked. And kudos to them for that. And I think I'm very curious to see what AEW does with Hangman. You know, I think that'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, final answer: we don't think that we. Do you two think that Cody Rhodes was right? That we need to follow stipulations? Let's just say more, not all of them, but like, do we need to follow stipulations?
Yeah, we need to follow them more. We need to follow more, but we need to use them in a way in a story that's like, I'm using the stipulation to feed a story that's telling a good logical story. Mm-hmm. Because when you use a stipulation and then illogically get rid of it, well, then stipulations don't mean shit.
Yeah, what's the point?
So you got to follow it, but it has to be logical. I think the biggest problem with professional wrestling in like the mid 90s, then after 2007, is it's just like their logic is completely gone. They don't follow through on anything, and the shit that their characters did isn't what a normal person would do. You know what I mean? I think they lost some of that. That was the Attitude Era. Mm-hmm. If somebody did this to you, you'd hit him in the face, you'd beat the shit out of him. That's all Steve Austin was. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But then you look back and it's like Jake Roberts fights Earthquake. Earthquake crushes his snake, so he goes and wants to have a wrestling match with Earthquake. It's just like, dude, he killed your snake. What? It's just, come on, man.
All the police.
I'm going to hit him with a DDT because he killed my snake. Holy fuck, okay. So just, And that wasn't one of their worst angles, but that's one of the ones where it's just like, oh my god.
Or if
Or
somebody
the Kennel,
steals your jacket.
yep, jacket stealing would be a prime example.
Mhm.
You know, you just have to. It has to be logical, and when you lose that logic and stipulations go hand in hand. So, yes, they need to be followed more, but they need to be attached to good storylines.
Very good point.
Or a shampoo commercial.
Or a shampoo commercial.
Terrible.
That's stupid question. Do you think AEW could do that angle better? I mean, I think we know my answer. I would say yes, but like,
Yes, because I think they would lean into the ham of it.
Yeah, they would totally lean into the ham of it. It would probably be fantastic. Actually, I kind of wanted to do it now. They would have
It would
somebody
be
come
absolute
in
fucking
and
comedy. Yeah.
the Japanese shampoo commercial.
that is
It should be like
And it would have to be something
one-
like, you know, Orange Cassidy versus Ricochet.
Yeah, I was gonna say one of them would have to be bald. Like one of them would have to be bald because that would make it so much better.
somebody on
And Orange Cassidy would be the foil of that one because Ricochet would be arguing why he should have the commercial, and Orange would just be like pointing at his head like, "What?" It'd be great.
somebody on Reddit the other day. This is a little bit of
Or
a
it just says bald.
yes. Somebody on Reddit the other day suggested a stipulation in a match be a reverse hair versus hair match. So it's two bald people, and whoever loses has to grow their hair out. I sort of love that idea. And I want that to happen with Ricochet, and I want Ricochet to lose, and I want him to have the Hulk Hogan long hair for an entire year.
Sign me the fuck up for that. Oh my god!
I thought it was that's
Classic
a good suggestion.
pattern.
I think if
Natural
we can
conclusion
hit
point.
outro.
Bye.
The town drunk swings like a wrecking ball. Gail Robinson's fists, they could end it all. Leon and Curvin, the brothers of pain. And Darius brings thunder like a freight train.